Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is kind of an unplanned video. I wasn't planning on filming this, but I figured, might as well. These are the lightning damage panels from that hit I took back in July. 4 100-watt panels, all of them dead. I've already repaired 2 of them and said, well, maybe somebody will want to see me repairing the panels. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but I'm going to show it anyhow, and some diagnosing and things like that, how to check the panels, various different things. So it's probably a pretty interesting video, at least I hope it is. So let's get right into it. So these are old 100-watt panels. I think I got them around January of 2021, something like that. So getting on up in age there. Not quite 5 years old, but knocking on the door of it. So back 40 solar. Here's a little data tag for your reference right there. So anyhow, these two are already repaired. You can see where I used a paint marker on there to indicate, that I repaired them and what I did to fix them. And they are producing power again. So I will work on this panel right here first. I said they're all the same, no difference between them, except these two have not been repaired. This is the one I showed you a minute ago with the shorted diode, which all of them had shorted diodes. So I'll show you what it does when your actual diode is shorted and bad in a panel. Nothing, no voltage, zero, nada. So now that the diode has been diagnosed as bad on this panel, I'm going to unsolder and remove it and replace with the same spec component. So this is the old diode, a 10A10, so 10 amp, 1000 volt rated diode. Gonna replace with these Bojacks right here. It only cost me $6 or something like that. Same specification as the diode that was on the panel right there. So I've used some other Bojack A&L fuses and MRBF style fuses and stuff like that. And I mean, for the price, they seem to be doing pretty good. I've not had any complaints so far with the Bojack stuff. So there is the new diode right there, 10A10. So I'm gonna bend it up to match this one so it drops back right into the factory solder joint so I can just top it off. Might have to adjust just a little bit, get it to line back up, but I will test fit it a couple of times before I actually snip everything off. So that's pretty close to start with. But I'm working with limited power on my soldering iron, so I'm gonna try to go back into the factory solder spots right there, so I have to have less heat to actually get everything to make a good connection again. So there we go. Fits back into the factory positions right there, so it'll be easier to roll this solder back over. And I'm gonna snip off the sides back here, trim the excess off the back because it's touching the back of the panel right there. That should be good. And this is the solder I'm gonna be using. It's a pre-fluxed electronic silver solder right here. Seems to do pretty well. I've used this style solder on several different things, so gonna be using this to reconnect everything. So there we go. Everything's put back together. And not as beautiful as I'd want it to be, but then again, I'm just using a Milwaukee M12 soldering iron because I can't find my big 150 watt. It has grown legs and disappeared, but making do with what I got. So I'll put the cover back on now and wait for a little sunshine, and then go here and check this panel and see if it makes some power. So this is the panel I just repaired right here. So you can see the leads coming at the back of that. So no funny business, just want to show you the repair. Then it's working. I'm working in between broken clouds. So trying to get at least a decent reading. And if we make voltage and power, we got us a winner. Reposition you so we don't get glare on the screen so you can still see this. So there's the panel open circuit of 22 volts now. I'll track it. 18 watts under clouds. We'll see if it'll clear up a little bit. At least it's making something now. But a little bit closer toward the sun this time of day. It's getting late in the day. It's not gonna make a lot regardless. Yeah, we're going back behind the clouds now, so. Oh well, it does work. That's good. .41 watts, still got clouds over the sun. Quite a bit of diffuse clouds. You can kind of see a little reflection where it's through the diffuse clouds there, but that's what I'm working with right there. So I'm gonna show you a bench check between a good diode right here, a known good, and one of the bad ones out of the solar panel. So you'll need a multimeter with a diode and resistance check. So turn your meter on. We're gonna go through the diode check first. So I will scroll through right here to my diode setting on the meter. And then I've got the bad diode right here. So I'm going to connect the positive to the anode. And let me get my glove out of there. And then the negative to the cathode. If it's good, it should read between 0.5 and 0.8 of a volt. So nothing there. So I'll reverse it now. And if it was a good diode, it should be OL. And let's see right here, let me get it connected. Okay, so that's the bad diode. Direct comparison. Let's go to a known good diode right here. So connect it the same way, right there. All right, 0.458 of a volt, pretty close to half a volt. So that's the new one. So I'll flip it around. We should get an OL this time. All right, so it's resistant to current flow just like it's supposed to. So that's a good diode. And now checking the diodes with resistance. So I just reset the meter instead of scrolling through. So just go to your resistance check or your resistance setting on your meter. Gonna check the bad diode first. Again, same biasing on the polarity of the leads here. So we should, forward biased, we should have low resistance, and reverse bias, we should have high resistance. So right there, that's showing shorted, and then flip it around just to make sure here. All right, and also showing shorted. So that was the bad diode. Now, right to the known good diode right here. So same setup, same as before. All right, we should have a lower resistance right here. 0.737 megohms, and then we'll reverse it. High resistance, indicating a good diode. Then another shot of the diodes right there. Bojack rectifier diodes right there, part number 10A10. That's as a whole pack for real cheap. I have a link in the description if you want to look at some of these products from Bojack. So next thing will be to wash them, get them cleaned up where they've been sitting for the last few weeks. I've been using a folding panel in place of these, so I'll take that folder back up and put it back into dry storage, put the glass back out, and run them and keep making some power out of them. I hope you enjoyed the video today. As always, thank you for watching. Any questions or anything, please put it in the comment section down below. Y'all take care, be safe. I will see you on the next one.